Hello, good day to you all. How's it going? I'm Sean David. Welcome back to my show. Let's talk some old school NBA. Now, in today's episode, I want to take a look at Tracy McGrady, T-Mac, and Michael Jordan and have a second look at their incredible matchups and rivalries. But before we start with this episode, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thanks a lot, you guys, for supporting the show. It's really appreciated. And I would say, without any more blah blah, let's dive right into today's episode.
Go that extent to have, the motivation to overtake your opponent is just, it's just pure craziness from a guy. But it worked for him. I always thought, a guy talks some trash to me, it fuels me, but not to create a tale or story in my head.
I'm going to be really honest. Nothing has changed about the way I view Michael Jordan. The only thing I wish is that guys like myself and T-Mac, who we grew up watching. But to have this content right now, imagine T-Mac having this content at 14, 15 years old for yourself. It would change. I know it would have changed.
A lot of people don't know about that night is that Jerry Krause was actually trying to make a trade for me and Scottie Pippen, and MJ called and axed that whole deal.
Now, before we take a look at the matchups between Michael Jordan and Tracy McGrady, let me take you back to the mid-1990s to the beginning of T-Mac's NBA career. Now, as we all know, Tracy McGrady never played in college, but already was a basketball phenomenon while he was playing in high school for Auburndale in Florida and Mount Zion Christian Academy. Scouts were shocked how good that kid already was at that young age. The size of a power forward, but the handles of a point guard. Super explosive, great vertical leap, and he made everything look effortless. We have to remember at that time, not too many kids made it successful to the NBA if they were drafted directly out of high school. But the Toronto Raptors saw high potential in the 6'8" shooting guard. At draft night, it was clear that Tracy McGrady would get drafted, but the fear of drafting a player without college experience made many teams wait until the Toronto Raptors finally picked Tracy McGrady with the 9th pick overall.
But Tracy McGrady, for the third year now, a high school player is drafted. Kevin Garnett, last year Kobe Bryant and Jermaine O'Neal, and now Tracy McGrady.
The Toronto Raptors were a new franchise and were struggling as most teams did once they are new in the NBA. But with Tracy McGrady, they finally had a potential franchise player that could become the face of the franchise for many years to come. What many people did not know at that time was that T-Mac almost did not land in Toronto, but actually become a teammate of Michael Jordan.
Well, you know what a lot of people don't know about that night is that Jerry Krause was actually trying to make a trade for me and Scottie Pippen, and MJ called and axed that whole deal. But for me, being
Did you know that at the time?
Yes.
What?
Absolutely. Jerry Krause was trying to make a trade for me that night and Scottie Pippen. They brought me in for a secret meeting. Yes, they did.
The entire course of NBA history just shifted on its axis. Wow.
Well, that's probably why he's not there anymore.
But wait, so when was this before the draft?
This was, it was a couple of days before the draft. Like I flew in to Chicago to meet with those guys.
Like on a commercial plane or a private jet? Was this like all secret? Did anybody find out?
It was all secret. It was all secretive, and it didn't get out.
You were not a height that you can secretly move through an airport.
Listen, I'm 18 years old, and I'm thinking I'm about to get traded to Chicago.
To be with Michael Jordan.
Right?
Before what was about to be a historic season.
Yes.
Because they did not end up trading Scottie Pippen for the chance to draft you.
Mike wasn't having that.
No.
So I'm pretty sure most of you guys have seen the Last Dance documentary, so it's not a secret that in the mid-1990s, the Chicago Bulls were about to make NBA history. Since the return of Michael Jordan and the addition of Dennis Rodman, the Bulls were steamrolling through the league, and it seemed like they were the unbeatables. The NBA had changed a lot in the last couple of years, and many new superstars emerged. Tracy McGrady was up and coming, and he was a Michael Jordan fan since he was a little kid, so of course he was looking forward to play his great idol. But in all honesty, it was an uneven match since Michael Jordan was far better than anybody else in the league. Jordan would dominate those first matches against Tracy McGrady, but many years later, when Jordan returned to play for the Washington Wizards, T-Mac was ready for the challenge.
Once again. Perfect from Jordan pops out. Out of 6 as a team.
Well, and you know what, Tracy McGrady, you know he has wanted it. One turn.
Let's spin sword. We'll see how he comes around.
Just like before, he's going to get the benefit of the win.
Age 39. Here they are again, matched up on the wing. It's the best of him this time. On to McGrady. Fouled by Stackhouse, and he goes belly first.
He's okay. He's okay. No problem there. No reason to get upset. That's one of those where he had time to brace himself before he hit the floor. But there's a great defense by, and watch the bounce pass from Josh Vaughn.
Remember a big shot by Tim Hardaway for Miami that closed the door in Game 5 down in Miami. Michael Jordan adds
the Magic, 58-49.
We used to tell him, hey, that's Michael Jordan. You can't blow that.
Still to dunk it in transition after the steal. And that gets the crowd buzzing.
Enjoying my years playing with Scott Skiles.
And there was Terry Catledge in years 1, 2, and 3. McGrady with another jumper. Leitner starting to feel it in this quarter, but missed that one. Rebounded by McGrady. DeClerc running ahead of the Jordan hounding T-Mac. Sasser takes it and shoots it in. T-Mac finds Kemp.
There you go.
Puts it in.
And they have to double up on him.
Not what it used to be, but it still gathers 2 points for the Washington Wizards.
Dump it into MJ. And they steal it from him.
Keep it away.
In that game, Tracy McGrady would have 32 points, Michael Jordan 21. Now let's have a look at the last matchups between Jordan and Tracy McGrady. As you can see, Tracy McGrady was putting up some good numbers, having 32 points, 31 points, and 43 points against Michael Jordan. Now we can't forget that Tracy also had to play Scottie Pippen every once in a while, but the matchups between Jordan and Tracy McGrady would happen a lot because Tracy McGrady wanted to show and prove Michael Jordan that he was ready. Now let's have a look at the biggest surprise, at least the biggest surprise to me. Jordan and Tracy McGrady had a total of 8 matchups against each other, Jordan winning 5, Tracy winning 3. If we take a look at the minutes, they almost played the exact same amount. Tracy McGrady had a much better shooting percentage, especially from the 3-point line. Free throws, we know Jordan was a beast when it comes to that, but with the rebounds and assists, it's almost even. Same with steals. Blocks, Tracy McGrady was a better shot blocker, obviously having the height advantage. With the turnovers, okay, we can't forget that Jordan was a little bit older, but the one thing that really was outstanding to me was the points per game. Tracy McGrady having 24 points per game to 20 points of Michael Jordan. Alright, you guys, that was it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also like the video if you enjoyed this video. One more thing, if you want to hear more podcasts with me and former NBA legends such as Dennis Rodman, Sean Kemp, Tim Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning, etc., please check out my Basketball Time Machine podcast. You will find it on iTunes and on Spotify. Alright, you guys, you be healthy, take care, and goodbye.